Hey, if you have ever wanted to know how to build your confidence as an actor, then this video is for you. Make sure you stick around. I'm Christine Horn. This is Actors Daily Bread. This is where I teach you how to crush your auditions, book more work, and live a life that you love. I want to say what's up to everybody who's watching this on this live stream here on YouTube. If you happen to pop on, let me know if you can hear me. I thought I was connected to my webcam, but I'm apparently connected to my camera over here. So I am going to just hope that you can hear me. So whoever joins, let me know. I'm going to put here in the chat, can you hear me? I just need to know that. But hey, we're going to just roll with it. It seems like I have a few people on. I just want to know, can you hear me? So I wanted to talk thank you, Sonia. Thank you. Okay. Tech just does the tech things. So if you've been wanting to know how to build your confidence more as an actor, I'm really excited to dive into this. I've talked about this before, but I wanted to give you a few more tips and reminders today, just because, it's a new year, new things are going on. Let me make sure my phone is off. The strikes have happened. And this, today I'm not just talking to beginners, I'm talking to some of you who are seasoned and have been doing this for a while. But even so, sometimes, I've recently coached a few of what I like to call my OG actors who've been doing this for a while. And I can still sense that some of my actor clients are still having what I like to call a crisis of confidence, where you've been doing this for a while, you're good at what you do, but maybe something about a specific audition just has you questioning yourself a bit more, has you questioning your process, and it messes with your confidence and trusting yourself. So I want to give you a few tips. I have some notes here, and I just want to give you a few tips on things that I have done and do, and things that you can just maybe try on for size and see how it resonates with you. The first thing I want to say, and this is, I know I'm like a broken record to my students, is preparation breeds confidence. I'll say that again. Preparation breeds confidence. What does that mean? When you are prepared, when you have done the work, you feel more confident naturally. You know that situation where you get an audition, it might be last minute, and you're feeling a little frazzled. Oh, I have to work, or I have the kids, or I have to cook dinner, or whatever the things are, and you don't feel like you have enough time. That makes you feel ill-prepared. The more ill-prepared you feel, the less confident that you actually feel. And let me say this to all my replay watchers who will watch this later. What's up, replay watchers? Love you guys. I'm feeling a little rusty because I haven't gone live on YouTube in a very long time. So I'm coming over to the world of YouTube and testing it out. And so thank you for rocking with me tonight. One way I want to explore with you is, I think what happens for a lot of us is we are waiting until we get an audition to do the practicing, right? Instead of staying ready, practicing scenes, monologues, downloading scenes from different genres. So maybe you want to do more television and you are just waiting until you hopefully get an audition for television. Instead of doing that, you could be getting scripts from friends, maybe some auditions that they've had in the past, scripts from different acting studios and things like that, you can just practice. So that way, when an audition does come up for something that is a procedural, or something that is from a medical drama or a thriller or a sci-fi show, it doesn't feel like now we have to get ready all of a sudden and we have a deadline. Oh, it's due in a day, or it's due in a couple of hours, and now we feel like we're scrambling trying to figure it out, and we're trying to learn in the moment versus having prepped some of this stuff already. So a lot of times I coach a lot of students in my Book More TVs, my signature course, and we do a monthly Q&A. And these are actors who are actively on television. And recently somebody asked, well, how do I stay current? How do I keep myself fresh? And I suggested either study television, like actually watching television and film like a student, and seeing, oh, like I can try that the next time I get an audition. I can try that. And so when an opportunity presents itself for an actual audition, it doesn't feel so out of left field. It's like, oh yes, I've been preparing for this. This is the thing. I've been saying I wanted to do more sci-fi. I've been saying I wanted to do more procedurals. So now it doesn't feel so jolting and you feel more prepared. So I think just exploring exposing yourself to different roles, different genres ahead of time is really going to help you. I'll give a sidebar. I recently watched a movie called Maestro with Bradley Cooper, is the one he directed and starred in. It's on Netflix. It's nominated for an Oscar this year in 2024. And when I tell you, I could not even find Bradley Cooper. Like I couldn't see him. I didn't even know he was on the screen most times because he was so deeply entrenched into this character. And for me, as someone who was a fan of his work already, to feel like I couldn't even see him, even though I'm looking at the screen, I couldn't see him. I was like, wow, it just went into my mental bank of, wow, Christine, there's so much room you have to grow and in your portrayal of characters, whether they are fictional or not. And that really excited me. And so that's something that I'm putting in my arsenal that I can use for later. How can I go deep? How can you not see Christine anymore and see just this character? Like that excites me. So when a role comes across my table, for instance, years ago when I played Harriet Tubman on a show called Timeless, that's a lot of pressure, right? Because you're portraying a real person. And so you're like, how can I do this justice? And by thinking of these things ahead of time, you naturally will feel more confident. Something else I want to suggest for you is actually getting constructive feedback for maybe some of your your most recent auditions. Something I've been doing recently with some of my students is offering self-tape audits. You can learn more about those in the link in my bio or below. But no matter who you coach with, maybe even if you don't have an actual coach that you pay, maybe you have other actor friends or actor mentor that you can say, hey, would you mind looking at a couple of my tapes? And maybe you swap and you both do it for each other. And that way you can both give feedback. Oh, I really like this part. Oh, this part here was really strong. Or this part looks like it could use some work. With somebody there giving you some actual feedback, it could be really helpful for your future auditions. And especially now, at the time of this recording, we're in a world of self-tape, especially for film and television, which means we do our auditions at home or in a studio. And we know how that is, right? We are recording into what I call like the ether. We don't know what's going to happen with our tapes. We don't know who's watching it, what's happening. And so it's really helpful to get feedback when you can. And that feedback, sometimes it's, especially if it's constructive, it could be sometimes it can feel a little harsh in the beginning, right? Like, oh, no one really loves getting notes, right? But we know that they're necessary. The most famous actors still get notes from a director. Hey, can you tweak this? Can you do that line a different way? How about we try this for the scene next? So it doesn't mean you suck just because someone gives you some critiques. It's necessary and a part of our growth. So that can also help you build your confidence because your goal should just be to better your best, right? It should be to better your best. If you have any questions about content creation, be sure to leave them in the comments. Those of you on the live stream, I can take some questions in the live stream, but I'm going to just keep going through a few of my tips before my camera runs out too, because I don't even know how this thing is charging. So if this camera goes away randomly, you'll know that that's the pod Christine is still figuring out. Something else that I really want to offer, I'm really a big fan of visualization and positive affirmations. Again, I have a wonderful resource if you're new to me that I would love for you to download totally free. It's called the Get Booked Playbook. And in this playbook, which is totally free, you can get it on the link in the description. I go deep into what my personal process is to prepare for auditions. And one of the processes that you'll learn more about and watch a whole video about is what I call the VAK technique. That's VAK. That stands for visual, auditory, kinesthetic. And it's something that a lot of athletes use to see themselves winning, or maybe before a big race or before a big game. I use the same kind of methodology for my auditions. I sit with my eyes closed, or I lay in the bed before I head to sleep, or as I wake up. I think about the role. I see myself not just auditioning successfully, because I do that as well, but I actually see myself in the world of the show or the film that I'm auditioning for. So it's not just I'm auditioning and I see myself taping. I see myself in the world as if I already belong there, right? Then I think about how it feels, what it smells like, right? And I'm so like entrenched into this visualization of all things good. and it feels so good that when I come into my room, my office here to do a self tape, I can't help but feel good. I can't help but feel ready because I got to see this really wonderful vision in my head. You know, when we're visualizing, we have a choice, right? Oftentimes we rehearse for the worst case scenario, right? We're like, I hope I don't forget my lines, or I hope I, really do a good job. I hope the casting director likes me. I hope they see the work that I put in. I hope, right? And it's because you're rehearsing this version of events that's not very empowering, right? It feels bad. It's like a light switch, on or off. We get to choose positive or negative, right? And so I want to encourage you as you are visualizing yourself auditioning, even if it's a self tape or if it's in person, I want to challenge you to visualize you doing an amazing job. And not only are you doing an amazing job, I want you to visualize yourself. This is my shirt. We say we book rooms and roles, right? So even if I don't book that role, I know I'm booking the room. I envision the casting directors loving the work that I'm doing. I envision them saying, "Oh my gosh, did you see Christine Horn's tape? Did you see her audition?" Even if I book the job or not, like I just see them so lit up by the fact that I showed up. And for me, that's the stuff I let play over and over in my head when I do an audition. And that definitely helps my confidence. It's like, you can't tell me nothing. Like, I call myself the booking magnet. If you're new here, I call myself the booking magnet for a reason. And it's because I believe that I attract bookings and all kinds of wonderful things to my life. And you can too. Before we wrap this video, I hope if you're finding this helpful, please hit this like button. I would greatly appreciate it. And consider subscribing to this channel. Currently, there are hundreds, over 300 videos specifically just to help you with your acting career. So you can binge yourself away and enjoy. And now in this new year, I'm spending more time here on YouTube. So if you have any questions, comments, some things you'd like for me to cover, put them in the comments and subscribe so that you don't miss a video. As we go, I want to also say, let it be easy. I think sometimes we anticipate this being so hard. And I'm not saying we don't get challenged by roles and certain, situations, but I want you to embrace the ease also. There's been times where I've been coaching actors and I've been working with them for a while, and they'll say, it feels too easy, like I must be doing something wrong. And I'm like, no, you can let it be easy. You can let it be fun. Oh my gosh, fun, the F word, fun. Again, this is not rocket science. We are not operating on anybody's brain or heart. This is performing. We are playing pretend. We're telling the truth. We're telling stories like this. We can let it be fun. We can let it be easy. We can tap into our younger selves and let it be fun. Okay. And when something is just fun, you're not thinking about all the things that us adults are thinking about, or even when you're younger, like just let it be easy. Let it be easy. Another thing, I'm going to give you a series of questions to ask yourself before I go. And I appreciate those of you who are watching on the live stream. I'm going to be doing a lot more lives here. I also understand and I'm sensitive to the idea that there may be some of you watching. Again, everybody's at different stages of their career. But it made me think about one of my newest clients I'm working with privately. And recently, last week, she said, Christine, I'm so new, like I'm just kind of winging it. I think I'm naturally good at this, but I'm still not clear on how to even tell if the audition is good. Like I literally don't know. Like I am at a place where I need somebody to tell me that was good because I don't have my own system to find out or to figure that out. And I thought that was really powerful because without knowing for yourself, how do you judge it? So I want to give you a few things. You may want to watch this video again to write these down, but I'll give you a few that I'll share with you that you can make your own metrics. So maybe you make a list, you can write these down, type them out, print it out, and then for every audition, you check the box or you score it. Okay. and these are in no particular order. The main thing I want you to ask yourself after an audition, whether it's a self-tape audition or in person, ask yourself, how did I feel about it? Like, how did I feel on the inside? Was I nervous? Right? On a scale of 1 to 10, if 1 felt like garbage and 10 felt like, man, flying on the moon, like just ecstatic, judge that, score that. Because many times when I do an audition, I'm like, ooh, that felt good. People say, how'd that audition go? I'm like, I don't know what happened, but I felt good about it. And so you don't even have to concern yourself with, well, what makes you feel good about it? You can go deeper if you want to, but just at the core of it, how did you feel about it? How did you feel? How did your nervous system feel? Score that 1 to 10. Another question you can ask yourself, was I connected to the script? Scale of 1 to 10. For me, connectivity is about, did I understand it? Did I understand what was going on? Was I just throwing spaghetti at the wall? Because that's going to get like a 1, right? I don't know what I did. I just read the lines, right? That's like a 1 or 2 versus, man, I was so connected to this character. I totally resonated with the scene, this character. I understood where she was coming from. That gives me 8, 9, 10 energy. Was I connected to the script? Another question you can ask yourself, well, how did I feel watching the playback? When I say playback, I mean you record your audition, you edit it, and then you watch it back. That's the playback. How did you feel watching it? I know there are plenty of actors who don't like to look at themselves, but I'm talking about beyond the surface. Oh, I don't like my hair. No, how did you feel like? Because let me tell you, when I look at my auditions, I am my biggest fan. You can call me delusional, you can call me cocky, you can call me whatever, but I am Christine Horn's biggest fan. No one is a bigger fan of me than me. And that has to be that way. If I don't believe in myself 100%, well, who is? So when I look at my tapes, if I'm not like, yup, killed it, then I need to do it again. I'm not submitting anything that is subpar, half-ass, anything. So if I'm not excited about my own tape, I need to do it again. It's not worth submitting. So that's how serious I am. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how did you feel watching the playback? If you're like, because I know plenty of people will say, I just got it done. I didn't even care. That's like a 2, 3 versus a 10. Hope you're picking up what I'm putting down here. Another question you could ask yourself, how does this audition tape, I'm going to pretend we're all doing self tapes, how does this audition tape compare to some of my previous ones? Am I getting better? Can I see my progress? Not anybody else. And this, let me be clear, this is not about did you book the role or not. This is about, can you see your improvement? Maybe you're like, man, 3 auditions ago, I couldn't remember any of my lines. I was looking crazy in the camera. My eyes was cockeyed. My eye lines was off. Like, can you for yourself see your own improvement? Because here in this career, you are bettering your best. It's not about anybody else. It's not about competition to the left or to the right of you. Can you see your progress? That's what excites me when I'm like, oh, that last time I had a role like this, I fumbled. This one, I got better. I was more connected. I didn't feel as nervous. I feel like I really dressed the part. If I had a callback or a producer session, man, I felt really comfortable. Like that's the stuff you get to, that's your own personal metrics. Another question you can ask yourself is, did I procrastinate? Did you put this off? See, the key here, and before as I wrap, is a lot of times actors think that they need a process. And oftentimes I like to remind actors that no, you have a process. The issue is your process just isn't working. And for a lot of you, your process starts the moment you hear about an audition, the moment your agent or manager tells you you have an audition. Or if you did a self submission, the moment you submit, blah, 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 and then they actually ask you to tape. And then it's like, what's happening in the beginning of your process? Because it trickles all the way down to the end of your process. Right? So those are just some things to ask, because I'm going to go back to the first note. Preparation breeds confidence. the more prepared you are, the more confident you will feel. I hope you enjoyed these tips, and I'll be back again. Thanks for rocking with me on this first live. I'm gonna see, improve myself. I'm gonna better my best and figure out my tech as I upgrade over here. But stay encouraged. Remember to shine bright like the star that you are. And you don't have to wait. I highly suggest you don't wait to practice your craft until it's time for an audition. At that point, it's too late. Now it's go time. Start today, start tomorrow. All right, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that like button and stick around and check out my playlist for future videos. Have a good one. Peace.